One, two, three, four. Welcome to the stream. My name's Calamity Joe, and welcome back to another Minecraft YouTube live stream. Sorry there wasn't really been any streams recently, guys. I was focusing on my dissertation, my uni dissertation. After 3 years, my degree's finally done. Well, not almost finally done. I got 2 weeks left, but the assignment was due in the last assignment was due in yesterday. Here's hoping now it's with the gods now. I'm not religious, but it's with the gods now. Oh yeah, let's go build something. Let's go find something to build. Let's go find something to build. Do 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 do. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Find something. Actually, I need to quickly put something in this stream. Hello to the person who's just joined. By the way, welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna quickly put a Nightbot thing in the stream. I needed to put something in the stream. Hello everybody. Hello to the people who just joined. Welcome to the stream. We're currently playing Minecraft Legacy Console Edition. There we go. Just gonna pin the Discord server link into the description, into the live chat, because Nightbot will appear in a minute and it'll be saying about the Discord server. So yeah, welcome to the people who just joined. I'm currently streaming on Legacy Console Edition. We're on my world, Survival Legacy, a world that I've had for almost 9 years. And we just build random stuff now. Wow, it's just jumped up to 8 people. Hello. I might have some warnings, guys. The stream might buffer at some points because it's done that recently where the stream's just randomly crashed. Thank you to whoever liked, by the way. That's really kind of you. We're going to search for something to build. Please suggest some build ideas, everybody. I would love to hear some build ideas. Hello, what's this? I just got some messages. Oh, it's Decepted's messaged me. Decepted's just messaged me. Unzip or re-download. Hello, Rachel Johnson. Welcome to the stream. I'm just going to quickly find some... Is that coarse dirt? It is coarse dirt. We're going to build something today. I just don't know what to build yet. But thank you to everyone who's liked the stream so far. That's really kind of you. I'm trying to find out what we should build. We got hay bales. We got... What do you guys want me to build? What do you guys want me to build? Like, we'll build anything you guys want, as long as it's, PC. Well, not offensive. As long as it's not that, we'll build it. Low stone. Let's turn this into stone. Let's think of something we can build. Yeah, I am starting to struggle with build ideas. That's interesting. Is this Bedrock or Java? This is neither. This is 4J Studios Legacy Console Edition. Hello, hello games. AE Davy Games. No, is it Davy or Davy? Did I get your name right? I'm not very good at getting names right. Yeah, this is the Legacy Console Edition. This is the 4J Studios Edition. Um, I still stream on the 4J Studios version. The Legacy Console Edition after it was renamed. Um, I just love I love this version because it doesn't lag and they sort of understood the game, if you get what I mean. Let's just quickly go and find a bed. Hello, Andreas Imker. Welcome to the stream. Let's quickly just hop into this. Let's hop into this bed here because it's a bit dark. Yeah, Legacy Console Edition I just still prefer because it doesn't lag as much, but also as well, with this version, it's just nostalgia as well. You should build something scary in the lake, like Subnautics sort of thing. Subnautica. I don't even know what Subnautica is, to be honest. Um, we could build something scary somewhere. I'm not going to build anything in this lake though, because this lake was built for a very specific reason. It's more of a these two lakes were built for a very specific reason. It's pretty cool. I have the sequel on my Switch. Um, so the bet if you got the so you've got the Bedrock edition or the Legacy Console edition because you can get both on Switch. Well, you could get both on Switch. Um, you could get both on Switch back in the day. Um, let's let's find something we can build. I don't know. We can build some ancient ruins down here or something. But I have the Java and Bedrock at MC. Yeah, Bedrock's on Switch. Bedrock is on Switch. It's just not Bedrock is on Switch. It's just good morning, Beast Slayer. Welcome to the stream. There we go. We're gonna quickly go over here. I do apologize. There was no streams. Yeah. I think I also own Bedrock on Switch. And have you been with how you been with films and books? Well, I finished my dissertation off, which that was due in yesterday. But the short film I made for that, I'm going to re-edit it for YouTube because I had to rush the edit to get it to make sure the assignment was due in. Because the edit was very hard, so I had to sort of rush it. But on the context when you said books, I haven't actually wrote a book in a while because I've been focusing on this college work. I have plans to write a book. I put it in my Discord server last night. I have plans to write a book because I had an idea for one. Um, but yeah, not sure when that's gonna happen though. Not sure at all. How long have you had this world? It is done. Yeah, I. You can go to on a dissertation. You can go 10% under or 10% over. So 10% of 7,000 is 10% of 7,000 is 700. So you could go 700 words under or 700 words over, um, and not get capped at a pass or anything like that. So what was I saying? So it ended up mine was about 6,600. So I was 300. I was 300 above the absolute limit of what you could do. But the short film, Honestly, the short film, I have to admit, wasn't very good. The short film wasn't very good, but that's probably because, I said some scenes went wrong with that, but Um, yeah. The short film is part of it. Basically, the dissertation was about that you have to make an artifact for your dissertation. So you have to make an artifact for your dissertation. You have to make an artifact for your dissertation. Um, so basically, the actual short film is the bulk of the assignment, and I had to write about how I made it, what I did, all the research, and it's yeah. I did have to give the short film in too. Um, I gave it in as a YouTube link as well, which it's not very good, everybody. I had to I got it. It was 11 minute. It was 11 minutes, and it wasn't good because I probably needed another couple of days of editing. But of course, the assignment was due in, so I'm gonna re-edit it. I'm gonna re-edit it, and then you can see my fat clown. That's what me and my friend were joking yesterday. No, it's just the editing. It was the actual editing I didn't like, so I think I could have edited it better, but the problem was I had because of all the written work, I had to rush the edit a bit. But some of the footage, guys, we had some of the footage doesn't look good because I'm probably the worst person to play the clown. Even though I made even though I made the clown look creepy in that shot, some of the shots, I'm probably a little bit overweight to play the clown. You can clearly see the clown suit doesn't fit. Where is your accent from? You speak American very well. I'm not speaking American. I'm speaking British. This isn't an American accent, David Matthew Tabor. This is this is my British accent. Um, no. Yeah, 100%. But I'll tell you a story. Beats there. I was never going to continue the belly because I mean, I guarantee everyone here. I guarantee everyone on here is taller than me. I guarantee everyone on here is taller than me. Because I'm. Did you start your day with tea and crumpets? I didn't. I started my day with a I started my day with a bacon bat. Um, 5'9", right? Yeah, I'm 5'9". Everybody, just seeing that. Um, but the clown suits I inadvertently ordered it too big, and when it turned up, it was too small. So, that clown suits, I was never going to conceal the belly fat on it because, as I said, the actual clown suit was probably 2 sizes too small when I inadvertently ordered 2 sizes too big. So I guarantee everyone on here is taller than me. Type yes or no, type right or wrong if I'm correct on this. I guarantee everyone here is taller than me. Maybe that makes it more human because they're looking for a piece of you. I'm only 5'7.5". Oh, I suppose you're but I suppose you're probably youngish to be honest. You might be right, not for me though, because I'm younger. Yeah. But then I had someone on my stream the other day that said there is. Oh, okay then. Yeah, because normally I have. That's a surprise because normally I have people. Most people in my streams recently have been between like 13 and 17, so everyone's been very young. Um, but yeah, Beat Slayer. because I've had a lot of people. I had someone on my stream yesterday that a couple of days ago. They were saying about being short at 13. They were 5'10". I'm like, that's not short at 13. 5'10" isn't short at 13. I'm like, they'd be 10 inches taller than I was when I was 13. Um, but on that point, everybody, yeah, you are right. I was never going to conceal that. I was never going to conceal the belly fat in that scene because the clown suit was probably two sizes too small, and the fact that I'm over 210, and the fact that I'm 210 pounds, which I'll convert that to kg, everybody, in pound. 210 pounds is about 95 kg and is 15 stone. With similar height genetics, I was 5 foot at 13. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the average height of 13-year-olds now is now 5'4". But it was but it generally was 5 foot when I was younger. When I was 13, so obviously I was 13 10 years ago. And then I had someone on my stream the other day saying that they weren't tall because they were only 5'10" at 13. I'm like, I was like, if you were 2 inches taller, you'd have been a foot taller than I was when I was 13. I'm like, that is tall. But I gotta be honest, what, 10 years ago? How many years? 3 years. You do in the UK, you do 3 years of uni and then but you'd normally do 2 years of college. But I, I had to, because of my grades weren't good, I had to do an additional year of college, so technically 6 years. UK's different. The UK's different. College and uni you can go at any time. College and uni you can go to at any time. Um, we had a guy on my course. When I started my first college course when I left school at 16. Um, when I left school at 16 and to go into I went on my first college course. We had a guy on there. He was the same age as I am now, so he was 5 years older than me. I thought that's old. I'm like, wow, he's 22. I'm like, wow, he's old. And then I sat back down the other day and was like, I'm the same age. I'm the same age he was. I'm now the same age he was then. Hello, Burger Potato. Yeah, time does pass fast. I mean, who remembers COVID lockdown? Who remembers the COVID lockdowns? Who here is British, by the way? Is there anyone? Me, Burger Potato is British. Who remembers COVID? The COVID lockdowns? Do you guys want to know something really interesting? I do. They were awful. Yeah, I didn't actually. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were 5 years ago. They ended 5 year. The first COVID lockdown ended 5 years ago in June. 5 years ago next month. Honestly. Hi, Joe. Good morning from Texas, United States. How are you? I'm very well, Skate Punk. How are you? That's gone quick. It has, and the funny thing is, I went into lockdown. Honestly, guys, I went into the COVID lockdown at at, at 10 stone. I went into the COVID lockdown at 10 stone, which that's about £140. And then obviously because you could only eat during COVID, or you couldn't do much during COVID, I just ate a lot of food. I just ate a lot of food in lockdown, and most of the biggest weight gain I ever had was in lockdown. I ended up gaining I ended up gaining 5 stone during lockdown. So I gained 70. I gained 70 pounds. I gained 70 pounds in COVID. That happened to me. Really? I don't think yours would have been as bad as mine, Burger Potato. I literally doubled my body weight. I just had my breakfast. Now I'm going to go and relax a bit before I go for a run. Yeah, I've literally just had breakfast myself because it's only 10 o'clock in the UK. Are you willing to do a face reveal? I mean, I've already done one. I've already done one on some other channels. I still think I gained 5 stone. But were you already quite large, Burger Potato, or were you really skinny at the time and then gained 5 stone? Because sometimes you gain healthy. Oh, you've really done it. Was it on this channel, an older vid? There was a short film I did. I did a short film. There was a short film I did on this channel it's on there. But I've then I expect you're probably tall, Burger Potato, so but yeah, I did gain 5 stone. Yeah. In lockdown, I gained 5 stone. Well, because obviously COVID lockdown was 5 years ago, but I gained 70 pounds during lockdown just because of the because you couldn't do anything. The UK, when the UK basically said lockdown, what I'm about 6 foot now, and I don't look fat. Yeah. But 5 years ago, I don't know how old you are, but then 5 years ago, I'm gonna say were you a teenager then or younger? Because obviously you've probably grown since then. Um, yeah, so I was about 5 foot 5. Yeah, that's but also as well, I was 18 when we went into I was 17 when we went into COVID lockdown. So not about height genetics. I I never really had height genetics. I never really had a growth spurt. So pretty much I was 4 foot 11 when I was 12. I was 4 foot 11 when I was 12. I grew to um I grew to 5 foot at 13, and I was 5 foot 7, and I was 5 foot 7 when I was 15. I was 5 foot 7 when I was 15. Yeah. I think I was 5 foot 7 when I was 15. I didn't grow for 2 years. I didn't grow from 15 to 17, and then I grew to about 5 foot 9 during COVID. So I grew 2 inches. I grew 2 inches during lockdown, so I was 5 foot 9 at the end of COVID. Um, but yeah, but also as well, I was 17, so I was getting on. But obviously, you can grow after that. A guy in my college class, basically, he was the same height as me in my first year. A guy in my college class, he was in the first year, he was the same height as me. He's a couple of months younger than me. When he came back, he was taller than me. Well, not taller. This guy was the same height as me. He was a little bit shorter than me actually. He was 5 foot 6 when we started our first year, and by the time we ended the third year in 2022, I guarantee he was like 5 foot 10. So he was like 5 foot 10, 5 foot 10 and a half. So he was 2 inch, 3 inches. He became, I don't know, 2 inches taller than me. But I said you can grow after 18, which is what this person did. Um, it's an interesting concept. Obviously, yeah, my fat didn't disperse, has never dispersed upwards because obviously I gained quite a bit of weight during lockdown. But when you said about 5 stone, Burger Potato, I'd argue that well, not argue, I'd probably say that I'd probably say that your weight was lower than my one. You started your GCSEs on Thursday. But yeah, I did mine 6 years ago. And have to go, but one more thing. You played on the Xbox Legacy version. Do you just get in the 360? I'm doing that so I can move to older title updates. I don't know because I don't play Xbox. This is Nintendo. This is the Nintendo Switch edition. Um, I did mine 6 years ago. Good luck. Actually, as some advice, to the two of you, revise. It does help you out. Revising does help you out. Um, I didn't revise for certain subjects, and I regretted it because I thanks I did revise. Honestly, revise. It is a lifesaver. Um, what did I choose for GCSEs? I can't remember. Hold on. I do remember. I did drama history. I did drama history. Um, I did drama history. I did design and technology. Well, woodwork. Um, I did design technology, the woodwork one. Um, what's the other one? Oh, I did art and fine art. I did fine art, not that I wanted to. Oh, sorry, what did I say? History, drama, fine art, D&T, and then a couple more were compulsory. So obviously English, Maths, RE, English, Maths, RE, um, was compulsory, and then obviously you, yes, science is compulsory. English, Latin, English literature compulsory everywhere. Science is compulsory as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's not every school though. My school RE was compulsory, and I hated it because I really hated the teacher. Um, no, 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 no. It was only compulsory at my school, so none of my friend didn't have to do it. Um, yeah, religious studies was compulsory. What else was compulsory? Obviously, English, maths, science was compulsory. Um, you have a question? Cool. I just felt something go in my back. That's not the best thing that can happen to the world. Personal development was compulsory. History. What's your favourite part of history? What's this? I'm getting notifications. DT. Honestly, when I was in school, my school got rid of music. But what certain topic are you doing for history? Is it like uh what? Just think of what music. It's because we had no music teachers. Eventually, they got rid of music. They got rid of music. They got rid of certain. They got rid of certain topics. They actually got rid of drama. They got rid of drama after I did my GCSE. So basically, we had a drama. We didn't even have a drama teacher for my last year, which is why my drama GCSE actually didn't do very well. They got rid of drama as well. So obviously, I wanted to be an actor, which obviously I changed my mind and went down filmmaking. Because obviously, I wanted to do that. I was already decided I wanted to do that. Making of America, Anglo-Saxon, the Battle of Hastings, and stuff about the school too. Oh, so you did like the christen. You did things like so I had to do the Nazis myself. So you did things like the Munich Beer Hall Putsch, the Night of the Long Knives, um, the Enabling Acts, from Chancellor to Dictator. Um, Honestly, I could talk about all of that because I just remembered all that. Yes, the Reichstag fire caused it was actually set by Marinus van der Lever, a Dutch communist. His rise to power, because obviously, and then eventually you had obviously my teacher explains how when he took over. If you listen to what he said when he took over, one of his first lines is "Your children are now mine." He in one of the things that he did, the Hitler, they did the Hitler Youth. They rescheduled, they overhauled the school system to have race studies, mandatory PE sessions for an hour. Um, what's the another one I'm thinking of? The Enabling Act, which obviously ended free speech and made Germany the national. Gotta go showered. Okay. One of the ones I don't like. One of the ones that I really liked. Work and bread. Do you know why you said that? Because in 1923 when they were having the hyperinflation, 1903 when they were having hyperinflation, the price of the bread went from 5 marks to 500 million to 50 million and 500 million. Which obviously gave them the idea that they wanted to, they wanted to march on Berlin. But obviously that was because that ended up because Ludendorff was more of a was an old German gentleman, so he believed in people staying true to their word. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's because of hyperinflation. The only reason the two biggest points for the Nazis was 1918 to 1923 when they were gaining traction because the democracy of Germany, the Weimar Republic, was having a really bad time. They had hyperinflation and heavy unemployment. The heavy un the No, no, no. This is before 1918 to 1923 when the Nazis actually formed. When the Nazis actually formed in 1919, the 4 years for the 4 years they were very violent. They tried to take over power by illegal means, violence. They were just going after communists. And another interesting point about that is that Gustav Stresemann, who became the Chancellor of Germany, um, he came in and he made the gold standard, which obviously it settled the hyperinflation, and then the German economy recovered, and the German economy recovered and did really well. The German economy recovered and did really, really well, and so the Nazis actually fell into to become mediocre. So obviously after the Munich, I didn't do A levels. I I didn't do A levels. I did the equivalent of two A levels in film. Someone mentioned about. Well, my question to you is: do you realize in the moment that the experience is something worth being grateful for, and nothing lasts forever? That is true, very much true. I have heard the quote. Wait, so A levels? No, I don't have A levels. I have the equivalent of two. I have the equivalent of three A levels in film. Beast Slayer. But I just naturally quite good with history because I took history as a GCSE. I haven't done history at A levels. I just know stuff. I just know history. When I said about no, it's all right. This is what I learned on GCSE. This is what I learned on history GCSE about the Nazis. This is what they taught in 2019, what 2017 to 2019. Um, yeah, the Gustav. So the German economy actually improved. the German economy improved in the 1920s, which is why they call it the Roaring Twenties. Germany was invited to Germany was invited to join the League of Nations. Um, and then obviously the Wall Street crash in 1929 obviously stopped everything. Obviously, it hit Germany very, very hard. Who knows where we'll be? That's true. I mean, 5 years ago, I was seven. 5 years ago, I was almost 18 years old. I was 10 stone, which is 140 pounds. And now 5 years later, I'm probably 2 inches taller than that and 70 pounds heavier. Yeah, 19. It was 1929, the Wall Street crash, which led to the Great Depression. Because the economy collapsed in America, it meant that the economy across the world collapsed. So obviously, it hammered Germany hard. So then that Hitler's book, Mein Kampf, also known translated into English as My Struggle, his book had only sold 5,000 copies before then. And then obviously over 1929 to 1932, because obviously they were preaching against Versailles and preaching against people that's mainly Jews, that there was a saying back in the day that the Jews owned all the banks. So basically, because there was a thing that Jewish families owned banks, Hitler basically weaponized that and said, "Oh, the Germans own the bank. Sorry, the Jews own the banks. So the Jews have caused the financial crisis to bankrupt and kill the German people." And the German people, because obviously, if you see someone just loud and shouting in front of you, not shouting actually, Hitler never shouted. When you see Hitler speaking, you think he's shouting this racial slurs. Let me just grab my laptop charger. Yeah, when you hear Hitler speaking, you think, oh, he's saying something about killing Jews. He's not. He never said about killing Jews in public. In public, he never said anything about killing Jews. So basically, when you see a clip of Hitler talking, you in public, you think, oh, he's talking about killing the Jews and destroying ethnicities. But if you actually translate everything Hitler's saying in his public speeches, it's all about building the backbone of the German people and expanding on working services to make the German life better. He never spoke about deporting or killing Jews in public. That was all behind the scenes. So to the German people, it was just like he was causing this economic miracle by to the German people, it was like he's causing this economic miracle. He's rebuilding Germany, or he's rebuilding Germany. Um, and it's really interesting. And obviously, he became chancellor in January 30th, 33. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But they said all the camps, no one knew about because they were in the countryside. They built the camps in the countryside. Um, the concentrate they there wasn't they weren't death camps then. They were just concentration camps. Obviously, the Night of the Long Knives, he just sent people around to go kill anyone that was a threat to him. So he killed journalists like Fritz Gerlich. He killed um, he killed people like Ernest Röhm, who was the head of the SA. Obviously, the SA was his own his own army, really. He thought the SA could turn around and he thought the SA could turn around and oust him. So he basically ousted the SA. He basically killed the SA and then obviously swapped them with the SS. Um, but when he become leader of the Führer of Germany, which obviously Führer stands for guide or leader. So it's whenever they say Mein Führer, it's actually my guide. It's actually my guide or my leader. Um, he got the he got he merged the role of president and chancellor together after the death of Hindenburg. In reality, he'd known since he was meant to have been shocked when Hindenburg died of cancer, when in reality he'd known since February. He'd known since February that Hindenburg was dying, and he did nothing about it because he knew that that was their choice when he could fully take over Germany. And he did a real clever thing in the way he did it. He couldn't take the position of president of Germany from Hindenburg because the word president was too closely associated with Hindenburg. So of course he invented the role of Führer, merging both roles together. But in reality, um, Hindenburg dying is what made him dictator and beast slayer. Because Hindenburg was the only person in Germany that was above him and could actually rein him in and could sack him. Well, some of the political parties could stop him. There was other political parties there. It was just the communists were banned, and all the other parties just started to back him. Um, and mainly the elites were stunned by him. Mainly the elite was stunned by him. They could have, but the communists were banned. Being a communist, being a part of the Communist Party was basically punishable by death by the end of it. Um, but the actual death camps, they didn't come up till 41 and until the Wannsee conflict, after the Wannsee conference. Um, Reinhard Heydrich was the one that pretty much organized most of that before he was assassinated. There's a film on his assassination, by the way, everybody. It's rated 15, so only watch it if you're over the age of 15. But it's called The Man with the Iron Heart, and it's all about Reinhard Heydrich and about how the British trained. But also, Joseph Goebbels was Goebbels. He was made the head of propaganda. So every film in Germany he had to watch every film in Germany, every film that was coming out in Germany, he had to watch it, or his ministry had to watch it. They had to watch it, and basically they decided whether it could go on TV. In fact, there's a clip from World War II of where the Goebbels ministry edited the D-Day landing failure for the Germans. They edited it and somehow made it look like they were winning. But they didn't know about the concentration camps. They didn't know about the concentration camps. They just thought he was a good leader. Yeah, the difference with they did, but those more commonly they were called death camps. So like Auschwitz and Treblinka were not were death camps. After they were basically moved from this concentration camp to a death camp really. So Auschwitz and Treblinka in Poland were when Dachau was a death camp. Dachau was a concentration camp, but it became a death camp. But the thing with Dachau was the only death camp in Germany. Dachau was the only death camp in Germany because they erected all the others in conquered Poland. No, it's a horrible era of history. Yeah, basically most of the death camps were made in Poland. Yeah, so you had Krakow, Auschwitz, Treblinka. But on the thing as well, with the it's a really dark period in history, but if you don't teach it to people, the same thing could happen. the same evil could happen again. It's there's no in history you've got to go and say why it happened. You've got to say it happened, and you've got to say why it happened and why it was wrong. But you can't ignore it. It's the same as slaves. It's the same as slavery. You can't. People blame people for owning slaves nowadays. So a celebrity got banned. Got people had to go at a celebrity. Hello, wandering trader. Welcome to the stream. Somebody had to go at a slave. Somebody had to go at an actor recently because his ancestor owned slaves. But why are you blaming the actor? He wasn't born. He didn't have any control over what his ancestor did. I don't agree with that. What you can't blame other people. You can't blame an actor for what his ancestor did. In context of what we were talking about, um, Beast Slayer, that's like blaming Hitler's sister for how Hitler for Hitler doing everything he did, but his sister had no idea what he was doing. It's the same with like serial killers. To be honest, it's the same with like serial killers. So give me a modern serial killer that we can use as an example. What? Right, we're gonna use we'll use Jeffrey Dahmer as an example. Jeffrey Dahmer, his dad got people moaned at his dad. Well, Jeffrey Dahmer, honestly, Jeffrey Dahmer is modern in the last 50 years. Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer is modern. Modern is like the last 50 years. So of course, I'd say that he's modern because he wasn't arrested till 1991. I mean, he wasn't arrested till 1991. I mean, he was arrested 11 years before I was born. So I'm gonna say Jeffrey Dahmer's a modern one. Yeah. He wasn't the first one I was thinking of. I was thinking of Ted Bundy, but obviously I was thinking of a few British ones, but then the Dahmer example popped into my head. Um, Jeffrey Dahmer, his dad died recently. I think his dad was 87, 86. But his dad got it in the neck for what his son did. But he didn't know what his son was doing. He didn't know what his son was doing. He didn't know what his son was. He didn't know what his son was doing. Like there was a serial killer in the UK about 20 years ago. His dad did an interview, I don't know, about 3, 4 years ago, and he said, "I've got to live with the fact that my son murdered a load of women." Um, yeah. But I totally agree with your point, Beast Slayer. But on the other point, as well as that, you can't blame someone for the actions of their children. Jeffrey Dahmer killed all those people when he was killed all those people when he was 18 to 30. When he killed all those people, he killed all those people from 18 to 31. That's an adult. You can't take moral responsibility for your kids' actions after they become an adult. He killed all those people as an adult. So your dad is not going to constantly keep an eye on you after you turn 18 unless you've got like something, unless you've got like a mental or physical issue that obviously results in you needing more care. Um, one could argue he did raise his son. Yeah, after they've matured, it's less of a. And in the case of Jeffrey Dahmer, he was legally sane in the he was classed as legally sane during the trial, and that he knew what he was doing was wrong, and he used to go out and get himself drunk silly to avoid having the conscious stuff. So he knew it was wrong, and he knew what he was doing. He knew that what he was doing was wrong, and he used to drink himself silly to get himself out of the thoughts that it was wrong. So that's what. But then also on that point as well, why are you blaming people for what people's parents or younger children, younger siblings for what they did? I had that before. My younger sister punched somebody. My younger sister punched somebody in her school year. A couple of years later, in secondary school. So obviously, I was in secondary school. In America, you'll call it like high school. But my sister was homeschooled by the end of it, and all that was homeschooled all the way from the end of primary, which you'd call elementary. My sister was homeschooled by the end of it. Somebody walked, honestly, Beastlayer, someone walked over to me and said, "I don't like you because my sister punched me, because your sister punched me." I'm like, "Yeah, but I didn't punch you. So why do you hate me?" Why? That's true. Blaming other, you're blaming other people. You're blaming someone else because of that. Anyway, do have to go now, so hope to see you next stream. That's alright. Thank you for joining the live stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, my back. I challenged build roller coaster I took for weeks. Cool. I want to build a roller coaster on here. I just don't have a design yet, so I need to. Thank you, Joe. See you now. See you, Beastlayer. Thank you for joining the live stream, and I'll see you in the next one. That's why. Yeah, I want to build a roller coaster, but I haven't had a design. I haven't got a design yet. I want to build a roller coaster, but with like a specific theme. I have no longer to watch you. That's why I have no longer to watch you. Okay, thank you for joining the live stream, and I'll see you in the next one. I just want to move my back a sec, everybody, because my back's popped. My back has popped a bit. It's fairly it's on the painful side, fairly. So, just gonna quickly check some notifications about the stream. My back is so sore. I think I've injured my back. Thank you to whoever subscribed, by the way. We're aiming to hit 5,500 by the end of this month. We've got 15 subscribers to go. Hello, Bear McGlair. Welcome to the stream. We're currently live on Minecraft Legacy Console Edition. You built a dead rail in Minecraft. What's a dead rail? Hmm. Oh, a game on Roblox. Okay. But yeah, welcome, Bear McGlair. We're live on Legacy Console Edition of Minecraft. Have you seen Analog Horror? Not that I'm aware of. It's a horror film that uses the aesthetics and style of vintage analog media. Yes, I have. I have seen Analog Horror. Sorry, I just had to Google it. I have because I worked on a short film last year where we used VHS recordings to shoot part of it. Yeah, I have looked it up, and I have worked on. I have seen a film in analog horror because I worked on it. Because I worked on it. Uh, it's scary. Yeah, Do you like horror then? Bear. Hello, Angelina Seth Adge. Did I get your name right? I'm not very good at names, I'm afraid. So, do you like horror then, Bear McGlare? I didn't get your name right. I do apologize. How is it pronounced? If you could write that in the live chat. I hate getting people's names wrong. Um, but yeah, I worked on a short film last year for basically there was a there was a 48-hour film challenge, and a friend from my college class, he asked me would I work on it, would I help him would I work on it for him, would I, well, join the crew. So yeah, I joined the crew. I joined the crew and I helped shoot this short film, and I really liked that I worked on it. Um, it was a fun shoot. It was just very odd. It was a fun shoot actually. It was just very odd because you didn't know what was I didn't exactly know what was going on. Some of the shots looked very weird. We are turning these into stone bricks. Um, but yeah, alright. Let's leave this world and try and see if we can get on a battle mini game. But yeah, yeah, horror is an interesting concept. I've literally just shot a horror film for my assignment, and I bollocksed it, up big time. And I bollocksed it up big time, and I have to admit that. I bollocks this horror film up because the dialogue is not very good. Maybe I should just take the dialogue out. Because you said you like horror, Bear McGlare, would you watch this? Would you watch this? Would you watch a short film that has been? Because you said you like horror, Bear McGlare, would you watch a horror film that's been shot in first person? Oh, sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, I for my from a college's for my uni dissertation, I wrote a I shot and filmed a horror. I shot a horror film that's that is in first person. So the whole time you're watching it, you're actually following. You are the eyes of the victim. You're the eyes of the victim being haunted. So the whole short film is told through the eyes of the character. So obviously you see the character's hands. Um, you see the character's hands. That's all you see of them. The only character in that short film. Would you guys like to see a clip from it? Would you guys like to see a clip from it? Here we go. I can air a clip from it right now. Um, or is it a ghost or a people? No, it's a clown. It's a clown. It's a clown. I'm. Would you guys like to see a shot that isn't going to be in the film? This shot is not going to be in the film, just a very specific reason. Well, two specific reasons. Say chicken jockey, there you go. Yeah, this shot isn't going in for two specific. This shot's not going in for two specific reasons. That was satisfying. What, chicken jockey? Chicken jockey! Chicken, chicken, chicken. Jockey, jockey, jockey. Chicken, chicken, chicken. Jockey, jockey, jockey. It's a chicken jockey, 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 jockey. Jockey, jockey, jockey. Chicken, chicken, chicken. Jockey, jockey, jockey. What did you think of? What did everyone think of the clown scene? Subs. Oh, thank you. Can you play GTA 5? I don't have a game that I don't have anything that runs it, I'm afraid. And plus, it's just not a game that appeals to me. But what did you guys think of the last clown scene that I just shared? Um, I'll explain the reason it's not going in afterwards. What do you guys think about that clown scene? Um, would you guys like me to explain why that scene's not? Would you guys like me to explain why that scene's not going in the short film? No, it's all right. Skate Punk. It is a good film, isn't it? Very You would not believe that was shot. I thought the clown scene was pretty cool, to be honest. It is edited. The film's edited, everybody. The film's edited. The film's edited, but it doesn't work. I want to re-edit it. The film's edited. I just want to re-edit it because it didn't look as scary as it's not as scary as I wanted it to be. Your brother lost his eye. Ooh, bloody hell. The film's edited. I just need to re-edit it because I rushed the edit to submit it for my assignment because the deadline was yesterday. But that assignment, that end scene isn't going in it because all in the shop. Let's wind it. Let's just replay it. Properties. Do you have Call of Duty? I do not, I'm afraid. We'll wind this a bit forward. This is the reason it's not going in. This is the reason this footage isn't going in. As the clown starts moving forward, so obviously I'm not the tallest person in the world. I'm not the tallest person in the world, but I'm not the shortest. But as you see as you see my clown jumping, all you can see is my stomach and belly fat lurching up because because I'm so overweight. And then suddenly everybody, look what happens. You see the wig come off. Here comes the jumpy clown. Now you see my hair. Now you see my hair. But yeah, to put it out there, guys, I'm about £210. I'm roughly £210. So I didn't notice the hair bit. Yeah, you just see my blonde I say my blonde, my hair's changing colour, it's going more brown, but still say blonde. You see my blonde hair. You see my blonde hair shoot out the back of the mask. I mean that scene's not going in. Obviously, I've already got I got a better shot. I've got a better shot, which I'm not going to reveal until I've finished editing it. I'm gonna cut this stream. I'm not gonna stream for the whole day. I'm gonna restart streaming around about, I don't know, later on. But then I'm gonna go and crack out and edit today. This stream, it's only 11 o'clock for me, so I'm gonna end this stream in about, I don't know, half hour, an hour. Then I'm gonna go and edit it, and then I'll reveal in it. I'll reveal and edit at whenever I start streaming next, because I'm gonna restart streaming later in the day, probably 3 o'clock, probably 3, 4 o'clock. We'll reveal it. We'll have an edit done by 3 o'clock, and then we'll do it. I think that's a cool idea. That's a good bargain, I think. Ooh. Um, but yeah, when I said about Thread Skatepunk, it was only shot for 400 grand. It was only shot for 400 grand. It's only been aired on British TV 4 times. It's only been aired on British TV four times. Since 1984. They recently aired it on British TV back in October to celebrate 40 years of the film. That's where I watched it for the first time. I was like, oh, this film, rarest. It's this film. Oh, it says it's the most harrowing film you'll ever watch. Wow, never heard of that. Oh, it's on iPlayer. I'll watch it. Honestly, I watched it, and within 20 minutes, my heart was pounding. It's the bit with America though, where America go into Afghanistan and to Iran. So I appreciate that. Yeah, that film, the bit where it starts, where it starts going, it's like Afghanistan. Yeah. So you hear it with America. It goes America going into Iran. You know that's going to be the end of the war. The America going into Iran. You know that to stop the oil fields fall into the to say I'm a fan of you. Um, say I'm a fan of you. Um, the Americans going into Iran to stop the oil fields from going to the Soviets, you already know that the war is going to happen, and but you still feel that shock when the young kid runs into the shopping centre and goes, "They've started fighting them." Who has? The Russians and the Americans. You still hear the shock because it's like, oh, now the war they've been talking about for so long and saying was inevitable has happened. Because even though it was inevitable, they still didn't believe it. But it's very powerful. It's very gripping. Um, but it's as well on that regard, um, it's a horror. It's a horror. It's a shocking film, but it is beautifully made. It's beautifully made. What I said about that film, I said one watch and you'll never want to see a nuclear weapon again. One watch, you show that to the world governments, they'll turn around and they'll stop nuclear weapons tomorrow. Because it doesn't it every film says about nuclear weapons. Oh, you bomb the city, then everyone's fine. No, you bomb the city, it poisons the air. It said the radiation can cause birth defects, can cause all parts of different issues. Such a great film. And it's also as well, it's the only film to accurately portray what a nuclear winter would look like. And it says right at the end of the film, out of the UK population, 40 million died. 40 million people died from 60. The population of the UK had gone from 60 million to 20. That's true, isn't it? It's very powerful. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this stream now, and I'm going to go and edit that short film. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in